boys and girls, we are going to take our math test today. So just like at school, you are going to need to find a quiet space with no distraction. So go in a space where you don't have a brother or a sister or a dog or anyone else bothering you so you can focus really, really well on your math test. You're going to need your math workbook, and you're also going to need a pencil. Now, just like at school, this is something that you're gonna do with only me. So mom and dad can't help with this part, okay? You just have to do the best you can watching the video. They certainly can help you with pausing the video. They can help you make sure you're on the right number problem. We do that at school. They just can't tell you how to solve the problem, okay? So if you want mom and dad to sit next to you to make sure that you're at the right spot at the right time, totally okay. Are you allowed to ask mom and dad what the answer is? No, you can't do that, okay? So, get your math book, get your pencil, and find a quiet space. And pause the video and come back when you're ready. So now I assume that you have your book and your pencil and you are ready to go. So we are going to be on, it's called Unit 4 Review Test, and it's on page 267, so it looks like this, okay? You'll see the apples right at the top there. You see the red one, the circled red one right here? That means that's problem number 1. Now, just like we practiced yesterday, you're going to put a break-apart stick anywhere you want inside the apples, okay? So if you want to put it in the middle, you can. If you want to put it here, it doesn't matter. Put your break-apart stick in, and then the first box is going to be how many apples you have on this side of your break-apart stick, and the second box is going to be how many apples you have on this part of your break-apart stick. And that's going to tell us the number of partners of 10, just like we practiced. So go ahead and draw your break-apart stick, and then count the apples on this side and put it in the first box, and count the apples on this side and put them in the next box. Everybody's answer is going to be different because you're going to put your break-apart stick in different spots. I'm going to keep going, but if you need more time to work on a problem, you just pause the video, okay? Otherwise, the video might take too long. All right, so now we're going to look at question number 2. The question's right here, and then this is where we're going to put our answer. So, if I read the question, it says, the store has 9 apples. Dad buys 3 apples. How many apples are left in the store? We're going to draw the math problem to help us solve it, okay? So let's listen. The store has 9 apples. So how many apples do you think you're going to draw inside this box? Now, the next step says, Dad buys 3 of those apples. So if Dad buys 3 of those apples, what do you think you're going to do on your picture? Now, how many apples are left? After Dad took his 3 apples, how many apples are left? You're going to write that answer right here. Tell me how many apples are left. Number 3. Which equation shows the partners of 10 for the picture? You have 3 choices in this problem. The first one says 10 equals 4 plus 6. The second one says 10 equals 7 plus 3. And the bottom one says 10 equals 9 plus 1. So we need to count how many are on this side of the break-apart stick, and then how many are on this side of the break-apart stick, and that will tell us which equation it is. When you figure out which equation it is it 4 plus 6, 7 plus 3, or 9 plus 1, go ahead and fill in the circle next to the one you think it is. Remember, you can pause at any time because I'm going to keep going, okay? Now we're on number 4 and number 5. These are kind of asking us to do the same thing. We practiced this yesterday, remember? 5, take 1 away. Is that 4? or 6? If I have 5 apples and I eat 1 apple, how many apples do I have left? 4 or 6? Circle which one you think is the right answer. 5 plus 0. If I have 5 cookies and you don't give me any more cookies, how many cookies do I have? 0 cookies or 5 cookies? Circle the answer. Number 6 and number 7. These are our greater or less than problem. We practiced these yesterday. First, you need to count how many dots there are and write the number in the box. So how many dots are there? Write that number. How many dots are there? Write that number. And then you can do it for all 4. How many dots? Write the number. How many dots? Write the number. Awesome. Now, when we look at these two right here, I want you to put a ring around the number that is less. So if you think this one has less, put a ring around this one. If you think this one's less, put a ring around this one. Okay, let's look at these two. I want you to put a ring around which one has less. If this one has less, put a ring around it. If this one has less, put a ring around it. So which one of these two has less? Wonderful. All right, this one is our trickiest one, right? We kind of talked a little bit about it yesterday. Here, it shows a 10 stick and some extra. So we need to figure out which equation goes to which picture. This says 10 and 4 extra equals 14. Which one of these pictures is 10 and 4 extra? You're going to draw a line from this little blue dot to whatever picture is 10 and 4 extra. Do that now, okay? This one says 10 and 3 extra. Which picture shows 10 and 3 extra? You're going to draw a line to that picture, whichever one you think it is. This one says 10 and 1 extra. Which picture shows 10 and 1 extra? Draw a line from this equation to whichever picture you think it is. You're doing really good, I can tell. Don't feel discouraged or frustrated. Keep trying, okay? I'm very proud of you. We're going to go to the next page. All right, this shows all the different shapes, okay? It's been a long time since we've talked about this, but it's asking us which shape is the solid shape. So before you answer, think about it like this. Can you hold this shape in your hand, okay? So a cube, can you hold it in your hand? If you can hold it in your hand, then it's a solid shape and you're gonna fill in the little circle. This square, can you hold a square in your hand? If you think so, then you're gonna fill in the circle. A cone, can you hold a cone in your hand? Or set it on a table? And a circle. This is not a sphere, this is a circle. Is it solid shape? Can you hold it in your hand? Okay. So, for the next problems, right here, we're going to use this picture graph to help us solve the questions. Let's look at the first one right here. How many spheres are there? So you need to count how many spheres you see and write the answer in the box. So look at the picture. How many spheres are there? Write your answer right here in this first box. Next it says, how many cylinders are there? So now you're going to look and count all the cylinders and write the answer right here in this box. How many cones are there? Count all the cones and write the answer in this box. And I bet you can guess the bottom one. How many cubes are there? count all the cubes and write them in the bottom box. Then we're gonna turn the page. Okay, this one is very tricky, and we practiced this right before we left school. It's about where the shape is positioned, okay? So it's asking us to ring the cylinder that is next to the cube. So first things first is you need to figure out which one of these shapes is a cylinder. So there's more than one cylinder, which makes it a little tricky. Then you need to find the cylinder that's next to the cube. Okay, find the cylinder that's next to the cube. Put a ring around the cylinder that is next to the cube. Okay, put a ring around the cylinder that is next to the cube. Now this one, we're going to look at all 4 of these pictures, okay? And we're going to look for the set that shows the sphere below the cube. So if this shows a sphere below the cube, you're going to ring this. If this shows a sphere below the cube, you're going to ring this. Almost done. You're doing so good. Hang in there. Okay. Last one says we're going to draw 14 as 10 ones and some extra ones. Now, just like we did on this page, they drew a 10 stick and then the extras. This is asking you to draw a 14. A 14 is a 10 stick and how many extra? Draw a picture of that now. You're probably going to need to pause the video here. Then once you've drawn your picture, you need to answer 10 plus what number equals 14. Okay, so 10 and how many extra and what does it equal? Fill that in. This next page, this performance task page, this is something that I'm going to challenge anybody else who wants to give this a go. You certainly can try. I am happy to see anyone who wants to give it a try, okay? Dads, grandmas, and grandpas, I am not sure the easiest way of doing this, and I don't know if you can post multiple pictures or not. So I'd love a picture of each page that the student has completed so I can take a look at them. But if you cannot upload more than one picture to an assignment, then I think we could do this maybe through email, I think, or maybe like a photo grid app or something like that. So let me know. This is my first time having multiple pictures needing to be uploaded. Otherwise, you could take a video of the pages. That would work too, and upload the video. Okay, you guys, great job. Long, hard math test, but guess what? Now you are done with math for the weekend and you can just relax.